Let's go to Zubar. He's a Chelsea fan. Zubar?
Hi there. Yeah. Thank you very much for giving me a chance to have a throw in my 2p's worth.
No worries, mate. Go on.
So, basically, I mean, I've been a Chelsea fan for all of my life since I've been a young boy. I'm originally from the north, so yeah. I mean, I've been a Blues fan my entire life, and I think what's going on with this whole Conor Gallagher situation, the club wants to get rid of him, and like you were saying earlier on, if they wanted to keep him, right, they could have kept him. They would have done anything and everything under the sun to keep him. But they quite frankly, they wanted to get rid of him. And this whole thing about the financial fair play, that line, I'm not buying that twaddle. And I don't think anyone should buy that twaddle. Because, I mean, if they wanted to fall in line with financial fair play, they could have offloaded players who weren't going to start, who haven't been starting the regular starting 11, or haven't even made it to the team yet.
Do you think he's good enough to play in this team, though, Zubar? The Conor Gallagher. Do you think he deserves to be in this team?
Of course he is. Of course he is. I mean, he's still a young player, by the way, and he has a lot left in him. You know, he's got many years left ahead of him.
Yeah.
The thing is, overall, the club was trying to find its feet on the Poch. Oh well, we've been trying to find our feet since Tuchel. But that's another story. But Poch, we saw towards the end of the season, right, there's a long-term plan. We could potentially see something this season. The owners, they got rid of him because he wasn't their yes man. Now they've installed a yes man, and as a loyal Blue fan, I am going to support my manager. But at the same time, I think that if you don't think that Conor Gallagher is a good enough player to be in this squad, then I mean you shouldn't really be. I mean, are you even worthy of your managerial badges and your position? But I'm drifting away from that because I think Chelsea fans are quite fickle as well, and they're quite wet. And I say this with passion because, when it was the Super League, everyone, they all went and protested outside the bridge, but we don't care enough about our club, right, to, if we really cared about someone like Conor Gallagher, we would have gone out over one of the weekends or something, and we would have made our voices heard. And we would have said, Burley Clear Lake out. We don't like what you're doing. You're messing around with our club, and you have been doing ever since you've held the reins. And we as the fans, we've got to remind them that, listen, you might be owners, but you are only custodians, and you've got to remind them that the only thing they've got, their responsibility is to look after the club, not destroy it. And quite frankly, they've not been looking after the club. They've not really, no matter how much they're spending. And throwing into the club, all we're turning into is a United 2.0, and you see how it's working out for them.
I agree with you. I agree with Colton on this one. Conor Gallagher, for me, is a player that should be at your football team. He knows what it means to play for Chelsea. He works his tail off. He makes things happen. He's got talent, and you need players like him in your squad. I think it's a bad move. And watching pre-season so far, Chelsea, I don't know if you've been watching it, Zubar, all over the place. Yeah. They got no leaders.
Exactly, and this is the thing. We got rid of Thiago Silva as well. We didn't even offer a loyal, talking about loyal servant to the club, which is one of your other questions. I think Chelsea did, and like we always do with our legends and our great servants of our finds in the club, is we treat them and we offload them in the most disrespectful manner possible. We could have offered Thiago Silva at least another season or two, just whilst we're trying to find our footing again.
Well, certainly another season. I wouldn't have gone 2 seasons given his age, but certainly another season. But with the Conor Gallagher situation, there's conflicting stories coming out because now they're saying that Conor Gallagher refused to sign a new contract.
Yeah,
right.
Probably offered him a crap one though.
Yeah, I don't. Well. Apparently they offered it the twice they went to him with terms of a new contract, right? So for me, I think Conor's been forced out of the football club because if he's playing, he's been part of the squad that went to the Euros. Then you compensate him accordingly with the rest of the squad, and then in the next breath, the managers come out and said that he wouldn't be a regular starter in the first team. And then in the next breath again, he's come out and said, well, he's gone on fair play. So they forced him out of the football club.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what they've done also is they've made sure that he's not gone to no other British team.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Let's go to Garinda. He's a Leicester fan. She phones us up quite a bit. All right, Garinda.
Hiya, I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right. Welcome back to the big league, Garinda.
I know. And, our first game, tell me about it. Who's it against?
Go on. Who is it?
Man City.
Man City. Is it Man City? Yeah.
On a Monday night, Jamie,
Yeah.
tell me.
You'll be phoning us up straight after the game after you get pumped 8-0?
Harry Winks? He's going to get our winner. Harry Winks.
I like Harry Winks. He's a good player.
Honestly, he's the best for us. Yeah.
By the way, just to remind you, we play. It's against Tottenham, isn't it? Not Man City.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah,
Tottenham.
I thought
Is
it
it
was
Tottenham?
Yeah, playing Tottenham.
All right.
On a Monday night on TV, first game.
We got 3
Live on
points,
talkSPORT.
Jamie. 3 points against you.
Garinda, I want to ask you, Maresca last season. Now, he done a good job. He got you promoted. Played some, but you had the best squad. We know that. You're signing good players. Is he the real deal?
No. You know what? Enzo Maresca, a.k.a. the traitor. Oh, my God. You know what? I liked him, but he left, and he's not Pep. He's not the real deal. And he didn't even leave a thank you speech. The first game, they've got Man City, and you know what? Karma to Maresca.
Yeah, but you know what, Garinda? Anyone in the world would leave Leicester and go Chelsea, wouldn't they? Let's be honest. Come on. Stepping stone, isn't you?
Pochettino. Why did they do this? Maresca, he's going to be a disgrace. 5-0 loss. Look at their pre-season. It's a shambles.
Yeah, but you can't make a lot of pre-season games. It's not been great.
I know,
I've been in there in pre-season where you've lost games, and listen, you can't take a lot out of that. I think without being disrespectful to Maresca, you can't argue with the fact that he won the league. He did win the league because you can have the players and still not do it.
Yeah.
He's got to be given time in the job. He's got to be. But if from what we're seeing at the moment that he seems to be just the yes man in the job, then he's going to have problems. He's going to have problems. He won't last long.
Garinda, what about Leicester? Are you worried for them?
Oh, God. Oh, my God. I'm so underwhelmed. Steve Cooper. I don't know. I'm not. If we just survive, that's good. But no, not Steve Cooper. And then, Yannick Vestergaard, he's got a 3-year deal. I wouldn't give that bloke 3 hours. You know what? Leicester City, what are we on about? He's a championship player. And Daka, Vestergaard, I just hope we survive. That's all I hope, that we survive.
Yeah, but you have to have a transition. See, it's very difficult sometimes when you get promoted to the Premier League. You can't go wholesale bringing in a load of players. What you have to do is buy better players than what the Championship is, which they did with the likes of Winks, who I think is a good player. Yeah. I don't think he's top drawer in the Premiership. That's why he's not really done that great in the Premiership, and they've got a few players like that. So for Leicester City next season, it's finishing 4 from bottom, and then you make that transition and bring in, the next level of players into the football club to push on.
You're not going to be elite, Garinda, are you? That's the problem for you.
I'm elite, but I just hope we survive. Can I just say one thing that, Maresca, he's all about possession-based football. There's no point having 80%, 70%, 90% if you're just going to get literally a grinding win or 0-0. That's all he's about, is possession-based football. We want to see attacking football. He's not attacking football. And do you know what? They've made an absolute mess getting Maresca over Pochettino. Watch me. And Jason Cundy, I told him I'm going to phone when he gets battered by Man City. Yeah. Absolutely.
Phone us up, Garinda. We'll be speaking to you soon, I'm sure.
The Sports Bar with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. Monday to Thursday nights from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.